Hi, welcome back to Helm Farms.
Hi.
So today we are just kind of out and about walking around. We've been super busy and we've had really strange weather, lots of wind, promises of rain, but very little rainfall.
Yes.
So I didn't have the camera out.
It was like this the whole time. The whole storm fronts come in like this. They hit our property, they go poof,
out around us.
and they go right around us. Yes, it's been wonderful.
So I didn't have the camera out, but we were really busy.
And we're going to show you the damage.
Yeah, we'll show you what we got done.
It's cat hair. I've always got cat hair on.
It was actually one of mine. It was
one
very
of your
long.
hairs?
Yeah.
All right. I always have either cat hair or one of her hairs on me. There you go.
Yeah. And your own hair. You got
And my
plenty
own
of your
hair.
own hair.
I got plenty of my own hair, yes. Yes, I just have to make sure I'm facing into the wind constantly so I can see where I'm going.
Well, and that's the other thing today too. There's really bad wind, so I'm not sure about the audio quality.
Well, we just keep it pointed at us.
Yeah, keep it pointed at us.
So that means everything we want to show you will be right behind us. So you'll see lots of spins.
No, I'm actually going to turn it around and show you the front ditch because we did a lot of mowing and trimming. Not all of the trimming is done though.
No, not all of it.
All the mowing is done.
The big swaths of trimming. So like right here, I used the DR trimmer. Got all this with the DR trimmer. There's a few more things I need to do with the string trimmer to take care of the rest of this area. Back behind us over here, I hadn't gotten to that yet, but we decided, you know what, today this is going to be one of our 3 or 4 days off for the year. Why not? So I still got to knock that out. You know, while I was working on this stuff, Christy got to do the larger swath of damage with both the zero-turn mower and the tractor with the shredder on it.
We have this all trimmed up over here, all along.
Except in the ditch, and that tree that's trying to regrow right there.
And I have the yard all mowed.
Yep.
But I didn't trim around any of the trees.
A lot of these trees are just getting so much bigger.
Oh, they're huge compared to what they were when we first moved here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Over here we have a garden bed. Like I said, we haven't trimmed. But here we have peonies in the front, and there's 3 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 that have come up. There's 2 more that have not come up. We have asparagus on the outside corners, so there and there, and then rhubarb here and here. And then another peony there. So everything came up except for 3 of the peonies.
This is stuff that we shouldn't have in here, right?
That's just grass. Yeah. But it hasn't been weeded and it hasn't been trimmed. So.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't have everything done all the time.
No, not all the time.
This is all that's left of our compost pile.
Yep. It was 7 yards of compost. Now that's all that's left after we added in more of our garden beds and everything.
Yeah, probably just that'll all end up on top of the potatoes as they grow.
Yeah, potatoes.
And then
potatoes for breakfast burritos.
Go out this gate and come in the other one.
Oh, okay. There we go.
This is what we call our 2-acre fence. And then at the back, we've always called that like our 5-acre fence. And I have a video of when the driveway used to come in from the road and just go straight through. I have a video walking down that side, so I think we should walk down that side today.
Okay.
So that I can mirror that and show you how far we've come.
Yep.
Because it's pretty crazy.
Yes, it is.
So this right here needs, you know, some more trimming because the irrigation ditch comes to here, so I wasn't able to shred this corner.
Yeah. I have to get it with the regular trimmer.
Yeah.
Just use a metal blade to get rid of all that stuff.
And then all of this Lance has been working on all along here because it used to come out probably about this far where you couldn't even see back to the fence. It was brush and
you can kind of
plants and trees, and
you can kind of see the line right here. And so some of the super thorny trees are starting to grow back.
They're trying to come back, yeah.
We'll take care of them later. Yeah, I got all this cleared out because eventually our neighbor and we will replace this fence and get rid of a lot of these trees.
Hackberry.
Yeah, hackberry, whip ash, whatever you want to call them.
Well, the big ones that are fall over are the hackberry.
Yeah.
And we don't want them falling on our new fence, so. Unfortunately, a lot of them are going to have to come out.
Yep.
They're rotten and the fence is growing through them.
Yes. And while they look all right now, I mean, at any time they could fall over. We've had 2-3 instances of that further back.
Yeah.
Where the tree looked perfectly fine, it's still growing leaves and everything, and all of a sudden it just falls over.
This area used to just be solid trees.
Yep.
Kind of like that over there. You see all those trees across the fence line on the neighbor's property? Ours used to be that way too. And we thinned it out. We just kept, you know, a tree here and a tree there. And we've mowed, done a lot of mowing. And then of course the shop.
Yep, the shop.
The shop. And here we have our kind of outdoor supply area where we've got some pallets and some gates that are getting ready to go in, and some pipe posts, and all of our
future
fencing.
Projects.
Yeah. And
definitely.
Then we park the trailer over there by the trees.
Yeah.
Just it's easy to load it up and unload it right there. But yeah, all this is still pretty fresh as far as being able to actually see this part of our property.
Yeah.
And then we trimmed up all the trees, so if you look over here, you can see where we limbed up a lot of these. There's places here where you can see where we've cut branches off and such so that you can actually walk under here.
Person can get under here. In some cases we can still get the tractor under here.
Yeah, I got the tractor in here pretty good, but there's still some pretty low ones. But I got a lot of it. See, there's places there I couldn't go.
And like right here's a perfect example of why we have to replace our fence
And
get rid
of the trees.
This wasn't our neighbor or us, but somebody before all of us actually just went ahead and wrapped it around. You can see how it's growing in, or the tree's growing through it, out it.
Into the tree.
Yeah. And that's not fantastic anyways. He has horses, and we're gonna have alpaca, so we want to, use the goat panel, the goat fencing basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember when it was. I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years. I came back and I got this portion. I think at the time we had only mowed to like the electrical pole.
Right.
And I mowed from the electrical pole all the way back to the big tree, which is that guy, which he's not as big anymore, and then we've since found out that it's actually 2 trees.
Yeah.
But this whole area was still, even though I had mowed it, it was still just a gazillion trees in here. Mm-hmm. And I pointed out that the fact that there's like 3 pretty good cactus on this part of the property. So there's one there, and another one there. But you couldn't see them from here at that point.
Nope, not at all.
So we're just like giddy almost.
Yeah.
The fact that it looks so good.
Yep.
And after I mowed the other day, we came back with the spray and we sprayed like all of the little trees that are trying to come back, and trees that have planted themselves in the meantime.
Yeah, I just went ahead and sprayed it because, they're mesquite things that really aren't that much of value. I mean, definitely not for us at least. If we're going to have alpaca in the future and all animals.
Yeah, they grow like weeds.
They'll grow like weeds and they're just going to do damage.
Otherwise, they just do that. You see, we've cleared this portion.
Yeah.
But in behind where we haven't cleared back there, it's just solid trees.
That's what it looked like all throughout here.
Yeah. So this week we got this fence done.
Yep. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Yep, so we got this one.
So now we have our 5-acre fence.
Yep.
So I remember standing about here. We gotta get rid of this stuff.
Yeah.
I remember standing about here because this is where the old driveway used to come through all the way. straight to the back. We haven't driven that way for a long time.
A while, yeah. So you don't notice it
Our
that much.
driveway now goes through a gate in the middle, but I remember standing here and going like this with my hand, showing you the big fence post and the big tree, and how we were concentrating on this 5 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally have it. We finally did it.
Yeah. First 5 acres are completely tamed now.
Tame. We're not done with the fence around the 5 acre.
No.
We still have to go from 5 to 2 on that side,
Mm-hmm.
and then from the front to the 5 on this side. But
Yeah.
we're leaving this to last because it's going to be a major
Yeah, it'll be a huge endeavor.
endeavor.
Those trees are all pretty big. We gotta decide which ones we want. And I mean, pretty much we have to get rid of almost all of them. If they're on one side or the other and they're good trees, if they're
Then
on
they
one
can
side or the other
stay.
of the where we're gonna put the fence, then yeah, they can stay. But a lot of these again are the bad trees that they're just gonna collapse at some point.
And
you never
they-
know when.
They shouldn't have been allowed to grow in the fence line anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So here you can see this is pretty good grass. Like I said, we didn't have that at all. So that's just spreading. And then here you can see we don't really have anything, but the grass will take over.
Yeah.
Especially now there's nothing else robbing the moisture from the soil. And we haven't had rain for, gosh, since like January.
Yeah. Hopefully tonight.
Hopefully tonight.
Hopefully
They're
tonight.
saying 1 a.m. to at least noon tomorrow. So that's awesome.
Like I said, replay keeps doing this to us. It'll go hit San Antonio.
It goes like this.
Yeah, it'll hit San Antonio, hit south of us, but like it just gets right here and we get sprinkles and that's about it. I mean, coming back from work, that kind of stuff, I've even hit a couple hailstorms, lots and lots of rain, but it always skips our specific area right here.
So here we decided we were going to keep this tree just because it kind of defines where the driveway goes. So I limbed this one up and got it all cleaned out. Those over there I've limbed up, but I haven't cleaned the fuzzy stuff out of them yet. And we haven't mowed around since we did that, but
right.
we can eventually, yeah.
Yep.
So now here's our gate that leads back to the back 10.
Yep.
And then our driveway goes here between the 2 cactus and around the trees and back toward the shop. It kind of zigzags, but I think that's more interesting.
Yeah. Not
So
just
this-
a straight path.
Right. This side will be the girl side. The girl alpacas on this side. Here's one of the trees that Lance took out with the turbo saw.
Yep. If you're looking for an implement to take out large trees, medium-sized trees, small trees, whatever, without having to use a chainsaw, and you've already got a tractor, there's something called a turbo saw. Like you see right there, it will take it out right at ground level. So you don't have to worry about stumps or anything. I mean, you can drive right over that, no problem. You want to make sure it doesn't come back, you just spray it. And it's pretty effective. The stronger your tractor, the more effective it is. Mine's on the lower end of the scale for what the turbo saw needs, but I can still go through everything. I just can't just go through it like there's no tomorrow. I do have to, take some out, stop, let it speed back up again, just go back and forth and take it out that way. But if you had like a 50 plus horsepower tractor, you could just back up and you'll take out a 2-foot diameter tree as quickly as you can back up. It's that powerful. So that's probably easily my favorite tool. You get that in the shredder.
It's pretty
for
fun,
the tractor.
yeah.
I mean, between those two things, you can pretty much handle anything at this point. Yeah.
So we have our fence running here to the corner, and then like I said, we still have to do from 5 to 2 on this side. We had to trim this tree up pretty good
Yeah.
because it was, I don't know, man,
And-
that tree grew crazy.
So in previous videos,
it was clear out here.
Yeah, it looked gigantic.
It was
because
clear out here.
So many of these branches, like basically off this one branch here, part of the trunk, it branched out like crazy, and it just came over and it hit the ground. It was growing on the ground.
And that one too. Well,
That one
this
also,
one
yeah.
that kind of goes up sideways.
'Cause,
It came all the way down.
yeah, like Christy said earlier, we thought originally this is one big tree, but we couldn't get in underneath
You
it or
couldn't
anything.
see either. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very,
and then we
very
find out
thick.
it's 2 trees, so trimmed off the right branches, and now they're not too bad.
Well, it doesn't look all that wonderful, but I think it'll
get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the power company came last year and trimmed the back half off of it.
Yeah.
Because of the power line right up there.
Yep. So we'll keep it trimmed as much as we can.
See, they trimmed off. Let's see.
Anything there, yeah.
They trimmed off down here and all up in that side so that it's kind of flat on the back now instead of being round. And then we came in and cleaned up the front side. So we'll still call it the big tree, but
Yep.
here are a couple more trees that we took out.
Yep.
That one, this one. You can see how big the trunks are.
Yeah, I said, like, I've got size 13 feet. I mean, you know, those are good sized trees.
And every tree has an armadillo living under it.
Pretty much. Or at least it did at one point.
And this
Pretty cool.
this cactus does not look all that great. It was always really sheltered by those trees, so
Yeah.
I think it'll
grow
be
back.
better now.
Yeah.
And it has the most beautiful red blossoms. Whereas these two cactus have bright yellow blossoms, like lemon custard.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful these are. Very pretty.
Yep.
That one has yellow too. So then all of these trees we're leaving. This one will be inside the alpaca paddock.
For shade.
And the driveway, like I said, goes, it's kind of hard to see because everything is brown right now, but
Yeah.
the driveway comes through here and goes to the gate between these two cactuses. So the cactuses themselves won't be in the paddock, and we may have to take that cactus out or put something around it. I don't know. I have to see if the alpaca bother it or not.
Yeah.
And then these trees are staying because, again, they kind of define where our driveway goes, and they make a nice visual break. Those trees will stay over by the trailer, and then this one's gonna stay, and somewhere out in here will be our bathroom building. So then there'll be like another septic tank and drain field here. And this will all be girls on this side.
Yep.
This will be boys on this side there. We got to build a barn over here for them. And this cactus has kind of coral colored blossoms. And we may or may not take this one out. The parking lot's going to be right here. So part of me tells me it should stay because it's beautiful, but the other part of me says it needs to come out so it's not a liability. But I think we could probably put something around it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like way out around it. Just so people know, hey, don't bother with that.
Right.
It will poke you.
Yep. Electric fence.
So the outside of our shipping container, we've got all the solar lights on it. We got the drop lights going, and then the string lights. And they're all solar. And it lights it up really nice at nighttime.
Yep.
These are posts for
H braces, regular posts for the paddock.
the
that we
paddock,
put around
yeah.
here.
So there'll be an alpaca paddock that kind of heads off toward that post, and then kind of along the driveway. It'll be divided between here and the big tree. So this will be the second paddock, and then the third paddock will be out there by the big tree. And there'll be a lane from the third paddock all along the fence line up to that gate. So you can bypass the second paddock if you want to. And then this is where the barn will be built.
Yep.
We have everything for it. We just gotta find time to do it.
Yeah.
So we hung bird feeders, actual seed, and then a hummingbird feeder here on the awning. I had the holes drilled in the awning on purpose, just for that. And near as I could tell, nobody's eating out of those feeders. I don't think they trust it because it's so close to the window.
Yeah, probably.
So I might have to move them over here to this tree and then hang wind chimes there or something. I don't know. Here we have our first paddock with the gate in the corner. We've got the driving gate on that side and then the man gate over on that side. This turned out really good.
Yep.
With our first barn up there, right there. And then there's our coop and all of our chickens, and they're so happy.
Yes, they are.
Very happy chickens. So this fence here with the wood on it, that whole look will continue on to the back corner of the shipping container. We'll have to move our post roll. But this whole look will continue on all across here, and then we won't do this wood anymore. That's just for like up here around the house because it's pretty. And we'll go through this gate. Oof, what a lovely little song.
Yes.
I finished painting those gates too. It's just so hard to do anything like that when the wind blows constantly,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep, true. We got a lot of different projects here and there. We still have to do smaller ones that, yeah, the wind kind of prevents it.
So here we have the swing. We moved the swing over here so we can sit and watch the chickens. And just so happens that it's all shaded in the afternoon when the sun sets over that way. So at the end of the day, we can sit down and sit in the shade and swing for a little bit and watch the chickens be crazy.
Yep.
And nothing here has really changed. We just gotta trim some stuff. The big cactus, loaded with blossoms. This one's really, it's funny, that side doesn't have any blossoms on it.
Yeah, it's all this side.
It's all this
Very
side.
weird.
It is
It's all
very
healthy.
funny. Yeah, it's all very healthy.
Yeah.
And this all came from one little thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Got our outdoor sink that we use every day.
Yes.
I can't imagine not having an outdoor sink
Right.
now that we've had it for so long.
Yeah. Yep.
And the coop. Greenhouse is going really well. We've got some citrus trees in here. We got our drip irrigation. Got a couple kits and then a bunch of extra parts here so that we can put drip out on the garden beds.
Yes.
Cat shed's working very well. Everybody's really enjoying it. The gravel's working out good. Well, it's a lot less
Nobody's in
mud.
there right now.
Nobody?
I don't think so.
Nobody.
No, two of them were up at the front.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yep, nobody. We put a game camera in here
Because we were having raccoons for a while.
so we could watch the raccoon situation. Yeah. But yeah, this is all working out well.
Yep.
And then we have a moringa tree growing.
Ew.
We just got a black tomato cage and I put some of the garden mesh on here. And it's growing from seed, so that's exciting. And then we have our garden. So think it's been, what, a month?
Yeah.
We've got,
Wait, before she starts this process, memorize it all because even I don't know what all these things are.
memorize it all. You're funny.
I can guess.
Here, well, let me adjust this
Okay.
so I don't end up hitting something with it.
I'll guess and you tell me if I'm right and then correct me. How's that? Because we're like growing virtually everything you'd pretty much want.
Pretty much a little
Pretty
bit of
close.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I got the handle adjusted.
Okay, you got the handle. All right. So right over here, the big leaves right here, these are beans.
Correct?
You know, we've got the carrots, 2 rows of carrots right behind that.
Yep.
Right here, this is...
Yeah,
No,
kohlrabi.
kohlrabi. There we go.
Kohlrabi.
I could only think of kombucha for some reason. But kohlrabi. And then we have got sage. We have got
So sage.
sage
Yeah.
right there. This is more.
That's
Different kind, right?
oregano.
That's oregano?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one is basil?
Dill.
It's dill. Okay.
And that's
I had
dill.
it right yesterday. That's dill
You had it
also.
right yesterday.
Yeah.
This is the basil.
I just guess. I only took zoology and that kind of stuff in college. Didn't
Yeah.
take any botany. So that's the Jerusalem one. We've got the cucumbers right there. Those
Yep.
are awesome. This one right here is another
Basil.
plant. That's another basil.
Another
Yeah.
plant.
All right. That's why we're doing this. So I remember, I have no idea what that thing is.
This is called, oh shoot, now I can't remember what it's called. Dusty Miller. And it is 3 years old and it has lived through all of our snowstorms and our frosts. I have no idea how.
Yeah.
It got huge and I trimmed it way back because I found out if you trim it, then it does all these new finer, you know, leaves and stems. See how big that stalk was? It's like a wood. So I trimmed it way back and got it so that it's a little bit more manageable because it was like blocking both entrances. And now the parts that I didn't trim are going to flower. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got gourds right here.
Gourds.
Don't know which kind of gourds, but they're gourds.
There's bushel gourds and loofah.
Loofah, okay. And then right here we have our sunflowers. You can kind of tell that. Look how big their stems are already.
Yep.
But you're going to have purple, white, who knows how
I
many
think there's
different
like
colors.
5 or 6 different colors, yeah.
Yeah. And here we've got dirt.
Pretty much, yeah. This is mixed flowers, and then I put a few cuttings from zinnias at the very back there, and that's why they're not looking happy. But I think they're gonna live, and if they don't, I'm not out anything.
Yeah, they're green.
But yeah, this is, I don't know why this didn't take off. I think I probably planted it too soon.
Oh.
It, you know, I probably just need to replant it now that it's warmer.
Yeah. One of the plants that has actually been producing for us already, we got 2 strawberry plants right here. We've been getting like what, 6 strawberries a day? 4,
8 or
6,
10 or
8 or
12,
10,
yeah.
even more, yeah. We got nasturtiums around the outside.
Yep.
Around the outside.
Yep. Tomatoes. Look at these baby tomatoes. They're so pretty.
Yes. The tomatoes are awesome.
Yeah, this guy needs to be, well, pruned. And,
Attached.
yeah, I ordered more of that tape stuff, so I got it.
Okay,
It's in the house.
gotcha.
And then here we have,
Some more carrots right here.
what's here?
Dirt.
Onions.
Oh, onions. Okay, cool.
Bunching onions.
Yeah, we've got mini peppers right here.
Radishes.
Radishes right there. Regular sized peppers right here. Yellow, green, red, purple.
So these are mini bell, that's yellow bell, orange bell, jalapeno, banana, banana.
Jalapeno. Yep,
Banana, banana.
banana, banana.
And then this is a
Yes.
new bed
This is the newest bed. We made it just yesterday.
yesterday.
And we planted awesomeness in it.
Potatoes.
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 Yes. So that should be awesome.
That'll be awesome, yes.
We'll be having breakfast burritos and baked potatoes and potatoes.
They're Yukon Gold,
and
so I don't know how big
fries.
the baked potato situation would be, but we can still bake some.
Yeah, why not? Just instead of having
They're,
one, you have
they're
2
smaller,
or 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then here we have a couple of different varieties of tomatoes down there. There's also tomatillas planted in here. They haven't come up yet. And then these are prunings off of the tomato plants. So again, if they live, they live. And if they don't, I'm not out anything.
Yep.
There's a blueberry right here.
Blueberry. Onions.
Onions.
Right here.
And a clematis that's going to
Clematis.
grow up this big archway.
Yep.
Up and around.
Yep.
And then out here we have a big pot full of moss roses. And then a trumpet vine. It's actually 2 trumpet vines because there's red ones and white ones in this.
Yeah.
And so it'll grow up this big green archway too. So that'll be really cool.
Yep.
And then
Right
here we have
here.
our version of the Three Sisters.
Corn. Watermelon.
That's a pumpkin.
Oh, fine. Pumpkin.
Watermelon.
That's watermelon. Okay.
And then,
More corn.
right,
Another watermelon.
that's
Is that the mini
pumpkin.
ones? That's pumpkin also?
Yeah, there's 3 pumpkins
Oh, good God.
and a big watermelon. It's like the
All right.
25-pounder.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the corn.
Yeah.
And then over here we have zucchini,
That's zucchini?
zucchini.
Okay.
And I planted a 3rd one and it didn't come up, so I replanted it. So it still hasn't come up. And then these are cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
You got to get married. You can't elope.
That's right.
And this is your little watermelons.
The mini
The
watermelons.
little round,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. And as we found out last year, those are the tough ones to pick because you never know when they're really done.
Yeah.
Sometimes we picked
It's
them,
so
they weren't even
hard.
red inside. Other times, right when we were gonna pick them, they already cracked
They
open on us.
pop open, yeah.
Yeah. So those are gonna be more interesting to take care of.
And then we have, that's the weird citrus tree. We haven't really figured out what it is. It was here when we got here. That tree is a pecan. These, one is a lemon and one is a lime. We planted, well, first we had olive trees there.
Yeah.
And then we planted this lemon and lime and we thought they died, so that's why we have another lemon and lime in the greenhouse. But they didn't die, so now we
Have
got,
more than one.
yeah, now we're gonna
That's fine.
have additional. And then this little tiny tree,
Lots of lemonade.
this little tiny tree is what, 8 feet tall now?
Yeah.
It was about 3 feet tall, and it's another pecan.
Yeah.
When we first got the property, it was this little tiny scrawny stick coming out of the ground. It was about 3 feet tall. We were like, what the heck is this? And
We-
somebody
for-
said, it's a pecan.
Yeah, for a long time we thought it was dead. But no, it's doing good. We're feeding it, watering it.
And then geraniums I have to split up and put in pots around the front deck, back deck. And then this is kind of miscellaneous. We gotta get that tree out of there.
Yeah.
Miscellaneous flowers like borage and calendula. There's poppies and sunflowers and all kinds of stuff in here. So it's all coming up at its own pace.
Yep.
The garden is looking really good. And it's May.
Yeah.
I don't think we planted until May last year.
Last year, yeah, could be. Getting a head start. And all the veggies and fruits.
Mostly fruits.
Mostly fruits.
There's a few
Yep.
veggies in there, but not many. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what's been happening.
On Knight's Helm Farms. The sequel.
That's what's been happening on Knight's Helm Farms, and we have been like super busy. And I mean, honestly, how many videos of us building a fence do you want to watch? It took us 3 days to do that, so
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to watch that. So that's why we figured we'd just take you around and show you what we've accomplished so far.
Tell you some of the cool stories.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.